Greetings, film fanatics! Filmholmes here, and welcome to my brand new online series, Too Many Movies. I've amassed a rather large movie collection over the years, and it grows week by week. I mean, I just can't help it. There's so much good content, so many good films out there on the market. I want to watch everything. I want to experience every film that's ever been made. Well, that takes up a lot of time, doesn't it? I don't have the kind of time for that, so I needed an excuse in order to try. Which is exactly what the show is. An excuse. It's an excuse for me to watch all the films in my collection that I've been neglecting for so many years. I mean, it was either doing this show or I just stopped buying movies completely. Nope. So, for my first ever episode, I'm going to watch a film that's been in my collection for a really long time, and I've always wanted to give it a watch. And Justice for All! That's not a movie, you fucking idiot. Directed by the great Norman Jewison and written by Valerie Curtin and Barry Levinson, And Justice for All is the story of a young, honest, idealistic lawyer who suddenly has to defend a judge accused of rape and battery. The film stars Al fucking Pacino, and it resulted in his 5th Oscar nomination in 7 years. Jesus Christ, what the hell have I done with my life? And it even garnered an Oscar nomination for Curtin and Levinson for Best Original Screenplay. Now, is it really that good? Well, I've always heard that it was. I mean, audiences really like it, and critics seem to like it, so why shouldn't I like it? I mean, it's considered one of the best courtroom films ever made. So, let's see if that's true. Dim the lights. I'll be right back. Okay. I have a lot to say about this movie. But you know what? I don't want to be like a bunch of other reviewers online who just talk about movies. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I want to bring something new to the table. But what? Oh. Settle down, settle down. Order. I said order in my courtroom. That's better. Movie court is now back in session. I apologize for the long recess, but the prosecution swore up and down that the movie The Room is entertaining. For the record, and make sure and type this, Clarice. It is not at all, and calling that piece of monkey shit a film in any way is an injustice in itself. I now hold the prosecution in contempt of movie court, and if you ever in your life waste my time like that again, I'm gonna punch you so hard in the pancreas that it's gonna give you diabetes. Now, we're going to hear the opening statement from the defense in regards to the movie And Justice for All. Mr. Filmholmes, are you ready? I am, Your Honor. Mr. Filmholmes, I thought I told you to dress appropriately for my courtroom. Hey. Tie. Continue. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Filmholmes, and I'm here today to give my thoughts on the movie and Justice for All. Now, since I am the defense, I should probably talk about how great this movie is. Am I right? Okay, let's start with that route. What's great about this movie? Al Pacino. Al Pacino. Big Al. He gives a fine performance. I mean, go figure. He's Al Pacino. And I think it's one of the best performances of his career. I mean, he really carries this movie, without a doubt. And he really earned that Oscar nomination. I mean, big time. And he really makes you sympathize with his character, Arthur Kirkland, because he's a servant of the justice system, but it's not always so just. And you go on this adventure with him, and it's funny, it's heartbreaking, and he makes it a fun ride. He really does. If you're an Al Pacino fan, I mean, you gotta watch this movie just for him, really. The rest of the cast, they're really good too. There really isn't a weak link to this cast. I mean, John Forsythe as Judge Fleming, he does a really good job as, kind of the main villain, if you want to call him that. He is such a prick, and he's so slimy, and you just hate him from the very beginning. He just does such a wonderful job, but I don't understand why he only gets like 5 scenes at the most. I mean, he's kind of a complex character, and you're only going to give him 4 or 5 scenes in the movie. That doesn't make any sense. I apologize. I'm the defense, and I'm supposed to defend this movie. That's my job. That's my job. Okay, what else can I talk about? Jeffrey Tambor, another cast member. One of my favorite comedic actors of all time. He does a really good job in it. He's really funny. He plays a lawyer, a friend of Arthur's, who basically loses his mind after a client of his, who was guilty, but he got off of a murder rap, actually goes out and kills again. And it's heartbreaking, and he just loses his damn mind, and it's a great performance. But what was the point of the character? I mean, I still don't understand what the point of the character was. To show Arthur, or to show us that the justice system can drive people insane, can make lawyers go nuts? I mean, there really was no point to the character. Like a lot of the side characters, there really wasn't any... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can sympathize with this character because I feel like I'm losing my damn mind a little bit. Let's move on away from the cast for a little bit. Let's talk about the story. The screenplay, the story. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. The story of Injustice for All. It's a fucking mess. Hey, come on, he can't do that! Come on!
Mr. Filmholmes!
Come on, Judge, do your job! Come on, let's go!
You're supposed to be the defense of Injustice for All. You're not supposed to be attacking it. Now get your act together.
Sorry, Your Honor. Won't happen again. Okay, something nice. Something nice about this damn movie. The direction. It's directed by Norman Jewison, who is a fantastic director, probably one of the better ones of the past 4 decades or so. The direction of Injustice for All, it's fine. It's okay. It's good. It's fun. Hey, come on, Judge. What's going
Mr.
on
Filmholmes.
here? Let's go. Come on, Filmholmes. Let's get
Sit down.
in the game, man.
Mr. Filmholmes, you are out of order.
Yeah. I have a confession to make to you people. I need to be honest about something. I actually watched the last 10 minutes of this movie quite a few times before I saw it in its entirety for this review. I had heard that in the last 10 minutes, Al Pacino gives a performance that is so grand, you can't stop watching. It's one of the finest performances of his career, and not only is it my favorite Al Pacino performance in that 10 minutes, it's my favorite cinematic performance ever. Ever. And that last scene was so good. The acting, the passion, the writing, the atmosphere, everything was a 10 out of 10. And it got me so excited to watch the rest of the film eventually. It got me so excited, like, wow, if the rest of this just matches half of that intensity and that brilliance that's in that scene, this is going to be a fun adventure to take. This is going to be a fun 2 hours. And yeah, that scene is phenomenal. Except for the end credits song, which, if I remember correctly, plays at the beginning too. This.
I went to day school, I went to night school too.
Hell was that? Is this an 80s lawyer sitcom? I digress. Those 10 minutes made me believe. And I had heard such wonderful things about this movie, like the reviews were good, fans, moviegoers seemed to like it a lot, so I was excited. And then I finally watched it, and that 10 minutes tricked me. It made me believe something that ended up not being true at all. It made me think that the majority of this film was going to just knock my socks off. But that wasn't the case. Pun intended. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution is not gonna get this movie today. No. Because I'm gonna get it. My client, the movie and Justice for All, is a piece of fucking shit. The son of a bitch is guilty. Hey, what are you doing? Settle down in this courtroom now. Filmholmes, you get your act together right now. This movie is terribly written.
Stop it right
How
now.
this screenplay got a fucking Oscar nomination, I will never understand. All the side characters go nowhere. Pacino's girlfriend, nowhere. Pacino's ailing grandfather, nowhere. There's even a suicidal judge. Suicidal judge. For those of you who didn't hear me the first time, what is the point of having a suicidal judge? He's Pacino's friend, and it goes nowhere. Nowhere. It's mentioned in passing. That's a pretty big thing to mention in passing to the viewers of the goddamn movie. And we even see before the final trial with the rapey judge, we see him put a shotgun in his mouth. How am I supposed to feel about that? Is it a funny scene? Is it a dramatic scene? And do not get me started on the pointless helicopter scene between the freaking suicidal judge and Pacino!
Mr. Filmholmes, you are out of order!
You're out of order! You're out of order! This whole review is out of order! They're out of order! The freaking movie's out of order! The woman who was beaten and raped by the judge isn't given any screen time, really. She's shown in some pictures when we find out about what happened to her, and then she's shown at the trial at the end of the movie. We learn nothing about her. She doesn't even get a fucking line. I mean, what is the logic in that? The movie should have been about her and the judge, and it wasn't at all.
Bailiff, take Mr. Filmholmes away.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Gun.
I think everybody in here needs to drink a calm down shake.
How did you get a gun in here?
It's my review. I can do whatever the hell I want. Besides, you have a gun too.
What? Why the hell do I have a gun?
I don't know. The suicidal judge in the movie had one. I mean, it's smart, right? Let a suicidal judge carry around a gun. That's logic for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop it, though.
Oh.
Thank you. Alright, look. This movie isn't really that bad. I mean, it's not bad at all, but I am so disappointed in it. I mean, it does flow well for a 2-hour movie, minus that stupid f***ing helicopters. It has some funny moments, but it should have been mainly a dramatic piece. That would have been a lot better in my opinion. Plus, the focus for the majority of the movie should have been on the rapey judge and the victim. Instead, the focus is on another one of Al Pacino's clients, and it's really good stuff, but they should have balanced it out better. It could have been a great did he, didn't he mystery case that led up to Pacino finding out that he did do it right before the trial. And that is what happens, though, due to some random evidence falling into Al Pacino's lap. And before you go nuts and start sending me hate mail because I ruined the big twist of the movie for you, well, guess what? I'm not the first one to do it. When you get the DVD and you read the back of the DVD case, the movie ruins it for you. Yeah, must have been the same genius who ruined John Connor being a robot in the new Terminator Genisys movie. Way to go. The script is just all over the place and doesn't have the focus that it should, especially with the side characters. A good example is the prosecution for the judge's case gets only one scene before the trial. It's good for what it is, but they squeezed all of his information into that one damn scene when it should have been stretched out more. Frankly, if there's a movie that should be remade with a better script, it's this one. I would love to see it. There's a ton of potential here, but I think it was just botched up. The writers are great writers and have done far better work, and Barry Levinson became a phenomenal director. But if this movie didn't have a great Al Pacino performance, it would have been forgotten really quickly. So, my final verdict... F*** you both, that's funny. It's a 2.5 out of 5. Look, if you're an Al Pacino fan and you want to see this performance, please do. It's a great performance, especially the last 10 minutes. That trial scene, oh my god, I'm glad this movie exists just for that one scene. But besides that, there's really not much substance here. I mean, yeah, the other performances are good, but they really don't carry the movie the way they should. But that's because of the script, not because of the performances. And look, it's not a terrible movie, I know that. I am just extremely disappointed in it. And maybe that's because I watched the last scene first, but I think even if I hadn't, I still would be feeling the way that I am now. I mean, after I watched this, I did nothing but complain about it for hours, and I only praised it for a few minutes. And that's not the sign of a good movie. If you want to see a really good courtroom drama, see 12 Angry Men, A Few Good Men, or Witness for the Prosecution. That's where the party's at. And frankly, I'm gonna go watch one of those great films because I have no intent to ever see And Justice for All again. Whew, man. I feel a lot better. It was nice to have a forum to unload all of that stuff. So, we good, Judge?
No, we're not good. You brought a gun into my courtroom and you pulled it on me. You're going to movie jail.
Yeah, I don't really like that at all. However, if I am gonna go to movie jail, I'm going for good reason. Bullseye, bitch! Alright, stay tuned for more episodes in the future of Too Many Movies. I gotta go.
Get him! Get him! Oh, f*** this. What the hell was the point of my character?
Shut up, me.